Hi. All right, everybody make some noise. I'm sorry to put you through that. That's actually one of my pet peeves is when a performer's all like, hey, make some noise! And I'm like, dude, what do you want from me, all right? I clapped when you were introduced. I'm gonna clap at the end of the show. All right, that's all you get. 3 is where I draw the line. Count your blessings. 1, 2. I got some bad news for you guys. Summer's over. Sorry. It's cool though, because I'm more of a spring and fall guy anyway. But that kind of sucks, because spring never even happened this year. I was disappointed. One day we had 2 feet of snow, and the next day the ice cream man died of heat exhaustion. No, that's not true, guys. It's fine. Some people are kind of worried. They're like, wait, what? Where am I going to get bomb pops now? He'll be back next March. It's a global warming joke. It's funny. Yeah, well, it was really hot this summer, too. One day I was sitting in my living room, sweating through all my clothes, and the weatherman came on. He's like, it's a really hot day today. We have a high of 100 degrees with a low of 97. And I would like to remind you that there's a heat advisory in effect today. And I was like, isn't that a little redundant? You really have to tell people that 100 degrees is hot? Like they didn't already know? Oh my God. And the worst thing is they bust out that map that they use for other severe weather, and I think that's like a tornado or at least a flood. And I actually get mad that the weather isn't worse. It's awful. Like, heat advisory, yeah, we would also like to remind you that there are 24 hours in a day. You should drive on the right side of the road and that we inhabit the planet Earth. Don't forget to breathe. Like, are there people that just don't know what sweat is? Like, do they walk outside like, oh, what a lovely day, I'll go for a walk. Hey, why am I all wet? Is it raining? Because the weatherman didn't say anything about that. I just thought it was going to be hot. I wonder how some people survive. Like, they walk around like that. Speaking of survival, you guys ever watch that show, Survivor Man?
Yeah!
Most of you never heard of it. That's cool, I'm going to explain it to you. This guy, he goes to like the worst places on earth, and he's like, I'm going to survive here for a week. And he has this collection of seemingly random crap, but he can do anything he needs. This guy makes MacGyver look like Sarah Palin. I was watching one episode, he's in the Mojave Desert, and at night in the desert it gets really cold. He's like, oh, I'm gonna need to make a fire if I'm gonna stay warm. Lucky for me, I have this piece of chocolate in this aluminum can. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's doomed, he's gonna die for sure. But in the next sequence, he has this raging fire. It's like, oh, I'm glad I had that, everything's okay. And this guy will go to any end to survive. At the end of that show, he's like, well, I'm pretty dehydrated, but I'm gonna make this filter to take the water out of my urine so I can just drink that. I'm like, what? Okay. Let's see that. That sounds entertaining. And he sets out this little filter in the sand, and he pees on it, and then he lets the water drain in. And when he goes to collect it, some sand got in the jar. He's like, oh, looks like we got a little bit of sand in the jar, but I'm not gonna let that ruin my urine drinking experience, no. And he made it out just fine, good guy. I could never do that. I mean, sometimes I shower twice in the same day. I could never survive in the desert. And like, I'm always blown away by technology too. Like the other day, I was pulled over because one of my headlights burned out, and I had no idea. I was driving around like, oh my God, it's really dark tonight. I can only see like half the road. Must be a new moon. I don't know, and I got pulled over, and the cop gave me the usual rundown. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over tonight? And I was like, I don't know, if I guessed correctly, you have to let me go. Expired tabs, final answer. He's like, no, one of your headlights is burned out. And I was blown away. I'm like, what? That's like a thing that can happen? That sounds dangerous. It's like, well, yeah, it is, and you're doing it right now. But But it seems like you don't know any better, so I'm gonna let you out with a warning. Now, you better hurry inside. There's a heat advisory in effect right now. I'm starting to think that I just have like a stupid person face. People talk to me like I'm an idiot. Like, my sister's getting married in December, and I was getting measured for a tux, and the lady's like, all right, well, your pants are kind of down around here, but your waist is actually up here, so I'm gonna be measuring up here, so that's what that is, that's your waistline. And I was like, oh, could you help me with something else? Because like sometimes I wear my hat backwards, because I'm not sure where my face is. On the front or the back? Do we have any Kesha fans in the audience? Wait, really? That was a joke. There's a long-standing debate in the music industry over which is more important between meaningful lyrics and vocal talent. And it turns out you don't need either one of them. All you need is glow sticks. Kesha's got this song, it's called Party at a Rich Dude's House. And it goes exactly the way you think it does. Spoiler alert, right? I know because I gambled and I lost. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a party at a rich dude's house. Kesha has another song called Blah, 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 which features this lyrical gem. I don't care where you live at, just turn around, boy, let me hit that. Don't be a little bitch with your chit-chat, just show me where your dick's at. Really? I don't know if there's a lot of variance in the response to that inquiry. I know I keep mine in the default location. Really not sure how you go about changing that. You know, that's what happens when you teach your kids abstinence. They turn into ignorant sluts. $LUT sluts. Alright, that's me. Thank you guys.